Hi Charlie, welcome to the 34th day of my video polling analysis experiment where I break down and analyze the LinkedIn poll that I posted last week and that closed this morning. Now, as you know, last week was Valentine's Day, so in the days leading up to Valentine's Day, I tried to be on trend and ask questions related to that holiday. Last week's question specifically was, what is your current relationship status? There were 4 answer choices: single, dating, married, and other. Now, when I was writing my script for this video yesterday, this poll had gotten 124 votes, which is well above my average of about 80 to 85 votes per poll. However, when I checked the poll this morning, when it had closed, this poll had accrued 131 votes, which is absolutely spectacular. An additional 7 votes on the last day of the poll being open is extremely rare. So it just goes to show that this topic was very popular, at least relatively to my other more average polls. So anyway, onto the distribution of this poll. 40% of the voters said they were single, 27% said they were dating, and 28% said they were married. 4% of them said their relationship status was other. I'm not entirely sure what exactly that would mean. Perhaps it means they're widowed or they're in some kind of undefined situationship, but I just wanted to give my voters an option if they thought that their relationship status didn't fit neatly into one of the other 3 categories. Now, onto the statistics about relationships, because as we all know, it's a pretty integral part of most of our lives. Even if we are single, we likely have family members, friends that sort of form our support network that help us get through life. Anyway, 88% of Americans marry for love. I suppose that's quite a positive thing, that we're marrying for love and not for other reasons, such as an arranged marriage to someone you don't necessarily know very well or like a lot. Also, the average American spends a whopping $20,276 on their wedding. That is an absolutely astronomical amount. Personally, I would just stick with a courthouse wedding and use this average spend as, say, a down payment on a house or an investment into the S&P 500. This is not financial advice, by the way. I'm just saying I would strongly prefer to use that money for something else besides a very expensive wedding that in the end is more about showing off to your friends and family than it is about celebrating the bond between 2 people who are getting married. Also, the average American spends $7,567 on their divorce. I suppose it's good that that amount is significantly less, by about 2.5 times of the amount that's spent on weddings, but still just goes to show that even the most seemingly straightforward divorce can be very expensive. All those lawyers have to take their cut, of course. Also, 42% of American marriages end in divorce. That might seem like a pretty high rate, but it is somewhat skewed by the higher rate of failure among second, third, fourth, fifth, etc. marriages. First marriages do have a significantly higher likelihood of succeeding long term. So just wanted to put that out there. 42% doesn't sound great, but it is skewed by certain data points. Also, there are 230 marriages and 86 divorces every hour in the USA. I suppose it's a good thing that the number of marriages significantly outnumbers the number of divorces, but also it's kind of scary to think that all those divorce attorneys have more than enough clients to last them for a lifetime of practicing divorce law. Also, in 2024, 47% of Americans were single. This number probably includes individuals like children or older widows and widowers who would be just statistically more likely to be single. I'm sure that this rate is higher among people in their 30s, 20s, 40s, or 50s. Also, 19% of American teenagers are currently in romantic relationships. When I was a teenager, I was definitely not one of this 19%, and at least based on my experience, most of my high school classmates were more focused on their studies and their extracurriculars and their sports and their college applications, far more so than on their romantic relationships. Of course, they had friend groups, friends of the opposite gender most of the time, but romantic relationships were not really a priority, at least where I went to school. It could be different in other places in the United States, but that's just my experience. So anyway, Charlie, thank you for listening to my little spiel about relationships, and as I promised before, I will be showing you the actual LinkedIn page where I posted this poll just to show that I'm not making up these statistics out of thin air. I'm just not that creative. So here we go. Ta-da! As you can see, the poll question, what is your relationship status? 4 answer choices, single, dating, married, and other. And as you can see in the bottom left corner, it did get 131 votes before it closed, not the 124 votes that I counted yesterday morning. So this is a pretty popular poll question, Charlie. And again, thank you for listening to my little spiel about relationships. If you ever want to enter a romantic relationship, Charlie, that's absolutely fantastic. You know, having a companion to go through the ups and downs of life is not necessarily a bad thing. But I mean, just please let me know about that. I don't want to be completely caught off guard. So anyway, Charlie, thank you for listening, and stay tuned for my 34th poll analysis tomorrow. Bye, and have a wonderful day.